Hello, everyone, and thank you for watching Ask Ron, where Ron answers your Gold Club members' questions each and every week. My name is Jesse, and I've got Ron here ready to answer your questions.
I am.
How you doing today, Ron?
I'm doing good, sitting here in my office, and outside it's almost 100 degrees.
Oh yeah, I'm cold inside because my AC is blowing nicely.
Okay, in case you folks are wondering, because you don't live in Florida, this is the hottest period I can remember. Last year we didn't have one day to hit 100. This year we're having several of them. Must be global warming, huh, Jess?
It is. It's 100%.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna kick off with Tony and Angie Stewart from Ohio.
Oh, Tony and Angie, hello.
They say, Ron, have you ever done a deal that you regretted, but not because it lost money, but because it worked against you and your long-term reputation or core values?
As far as my reputation, the answer is no, because I'm making a habit not to lie, cheat, and steal from people. That helps. I've had several properties that I bought that I regret. And in fact, I got a couple of those right now. They're hard to sell. And they're just sitting out there and I can't get them sold for various reasons that are not normal. I've had several properties in the past. I bought one time, 3,000 square foot house. You could look up through the roof and see the sky. And the problem was that every inner wall inside was rotted out from all the water coming through, coming right down into the living room, and they just lived around it. And I'll tell you what they did was, I asked him, why'd you let that house get like that? He said, because I tried to get the bank to fix it shortly after I bought it, and they wouldn't do it. I mean, come on. I don't even know that the bank doesn't own the property nor has any obligation to fix it. So stupid excuse, but I really think he believed it. Anyway, that thing cost way more than I anticipated because I couldn't see the inside of the walls.
All right, next up we have Jeff Clayton from Texas.
Mm-hmm.
When buying a lease option and we intend to stay in the deal, we don't have to arrange a formal closing at a title company and pay for a title policy, correct?
Am I lease optioning from the seller? Is that what it said?
Yes, it says we intend to stay in the deal when buying
But
on a lease option.
Okay, if they're buying on a lease option, the answer is no. When you walk out of that house with that lease option agreement in your hand, you're closed. There is no escrow period. In fact, if you look on the agreement, there's no place to even put a deposit. Okay, deposits are when there's a period of time between you get the contract and the time you close on it. It's called the escrow period. So no. Now, what you should be doing, if you're following my training, is taking the CYA letter out of my boot camp manual. If you've been to the boot camp, and then making sure your attorney calls them after you get the contract signed and explains them that he's got to get some disclosures and disclaimers. In fact, you should tell them that the attorney's going to call you and get some disclosures and disclaimers signed. And now they feel like it's done correctly because they've talked to an attorney. Plus, I want that CYA letter signed to put in your files in case something happens in the future. And then you've got disclosure there that you didn't cheat them or lie to them or didn't disclose something that they should have disclosed by law, which I can't even think what that'd be right now. But let the attorney get involved, but I don't know that that's worth no $600 closing fee. I'll tell you that. But that's between you and your attorney. Now, of course, when you get a tenant buyer that actually wants to buy, when you get a tenant buyer that wants to lease it, I do want the attorney involved in that one for sure. But my buyer pays the fee for the attorney. And then, of course, whenever the tenant buyer gets ready to cash out, if ever, that closing is going to probably go through their attorney or their probably the lender's title company that they use. So that's a long answer to a short question. The answer is, you don't have to get an attorney when you're leasing it, but you should. Anytime that you've got an ongoing relationship with the seller of a house or with a buyer, which in case is a lease option, you need to get an attorney involved. Protect yourself, let them do what they do best, get the proper documents and get the proper disclosure to the other side that they don't feel like they got cheated when they're in a party one night and their brother-in-law tells them they got cheated, who knows absolutely nothing about the deal. Here's 4 words you write down, all of you. Always prepare for court. And if you'll do that, that just means get the documents in your file and get an attorney involved, and if you ever get challenged, you're probably going to win. I've only been challenged on the lease option deposit twice in my life. I won both of them because I had the right documents in my file, especially that CYA letter, and because an attorney closed them. I don't want you to ever go into court trying to represent yourself, because I promise you the judge is thinking evil things about you coming in there without an attorney. They don't like that.
All right, thanks,
All right.
Ron. Next up, we have Mark Reynolds from Florida.
Hey, Clark.
When wholesaling properties, how do you ensure that your contracts are airtight so that the original seller can't back out or sell to someone else before you find an end buyer?
Well, that's a good question that everybody worries about, but there's nothing to worry about. When you have a contract, you have a legal binding document. If the seller were to sell it with someone to someone else, you have a legitimate lawsuit that you almost can't lose because you had a contract to buy, and the seller is in breach of that contract. So you can file suit if you want to, both against the seller and the buyer. Poor old buyer didn't even know, probably. And then it's probably going to come to a settlement before it even goes to court. But if it don't, again, you're prepared for court. You got the document, especially if you got the CYA letter signed. By the way, you're getting that signed whether you lease it or buy it. The same CYA letter applies to both of them. So again, get the documents in your file. Look like you're doing legitimate business. And if they want to go around you and try to sell it to somebody else, God bless them. But they're gonna get the wrath of you if they do that. And look, I'm not afraid of litigation. I've been in litigation of some sort most of my life. And as far as I'm concerned, litigation is a business tool, especially when you're the plaintiff. I like it much better when you're the plaintiff.
Nice. All right, next up, Lisa Martinez from California. Her question is, can you explain how using a land trust can protect my privacy and limit liability when investing in rental properties? And if there's any downsides or risks that she should be aware of.
I could explain that, but I'd rather you go to your Gold Club site and look up a lesson on 4 LLCs. 4 LLCs, put that up in the search box. And you're going to see that the land trust itself do not protect your stuff. You have to have the proper owner for the land trust, which is, in my opinion, is an LLC. And then you got to own the LLC correctly. And frankly, how you own that LLC is a difference between whether you lose your stuff or whether you keep your stuff if and when you ever get attacked. That lesson is worth a lot of money to you going forward. It's called 4 LLCs. I teach it at every quick start school, which I'm doing in California in November, incidentally. And I teach it in business management. Plus, I got a whole course on entity structuring that you can check out. Not an expensive course that I take with Bob Bloom, our attorney out in Dallas, that does estate planning for anybody in the country, period. And frankly, if you get into our master's program, we even pay for it for you. That's right. We pay for your entire estate plan done. That's how badly I want you to get it done. Because most people die intestate. No estate plan, chaos ensues, kids fight over all kinds of stuff. A government might step in, and it's just no need for it. Just get a stack of papers one time and you're protected for the rest of your life and thereafter. So answer to your question is, a land trust is a good start. Now, I am piping into a meeting with Steve Love's group out there in LA on what day is it? I don't remember.
That's going to be August 12th.
August 12th. Okay, it's coming up. And I'm going to do a seminar for his class virtually. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm testing something on them. I'm going to give them, I shouldn't say this, I should keep this for a surprise, but I want to check in because it's the best deal I've ever given in my life on a quick start school. Assuming you haven't been. If you have been, get re-registers and get back to one. They keep changing constantly along with the times, I guess you would call it. And I changed with them. I've been through this for 43 years now, and I've had 6 or 7 big downturns, like 08, not bad as 08, but you have to change with them. You can't just keep doing the same thing because things change. Rules change, tools change, technology changes, and we got to keep up with it. So go check out, go get that lesson first, and then come back and get trained if you've been there. If you haven't, get there. Tune into that meeting that night. In fact, I'll tell you what, If they wanted to give us a phone number, how would they do that?
Now we can dial in at the 800 number. Or I can put a phone number down below.
All right. I'll tell you what, email me at tish@legrandprojects.com, TISH@legrandprojects.com. And I'll have somebody call and give you the skinny on it, because frankly, my team doesn't even know about this yet. I just created this yesterday, first time I've ever done it. And long and the short of it is, I'm going to work with you personally for 90 days to get you through your first deal. That's what it amounts to. Me personally, I've never done that. So check it out. All the rest of you watching, if you haven't been to Quick Start, this is your chance. You do the same thing. tish@legrandprojects.com. Now, I'm doing one in November out there, but I'm doing one or two here in Jacksonville first, and I'm doing one virtual here as well. So plenty of chances for you to get in on the same deal that I'm going to give them, which I shouldn't even be telling you about, but I'm telling you anyway. You Californians, get in that meeting.
That's right. And I think it'll be in LA November 18th through the 21st. Will be the Quick Start.
Yeah, and don't forget now, LA is 3 hours behind us, so this is going to take place at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on the 12th. I figure maybe an hour and a half. Okay.
All right, that sounds great.
All right. Nobody knows about this but you and I. I just created it. All right. Got any more?
That's all the questions we have for this week, and then I'll link everything that Ron talked about below. So
That was
we
easy.
are good to go.
Okay. See you all next week. Same time, same channel. Go get some deals going out there. I mean, years going by fast, isn't it?
It is. Well, it's almost over.
Yeah. See you soon.
Bye, Ron. Thank you.
Bye.